All right, fresh off of the 718 Cayman S, the 2018 that I was lent for a couple days, I managed to get a 2018 Macan, which is kind of cool. Although I'll say right off the bat that I am not an SUV person. I kind of think they're a waste. I think they're slow. I think their handling is terrible. The brakes are terrible. I don't like them. I mean, I get that they have some use in some cases. However, to drive them around all the time, I don't know. I feel like a station wagon or a sedan with a big trunk or with a roof rack could easily accommodate what an SUV could. And sometimes I think even more than that, and it handles better and it drives better, and I don't know how many people need, a foot of ground clearance. And even if you have that foot of ground clearance, who knows what the overhangs are on these things to make them actually useful. So I throw snow tires on my Cayman and I haven't been stopped yet. I had snow tires on my 350Z and drove up to Vermont in a snowstorm. So unless you have a work truck or something, I don't know. I kind of don't get it. That's just me. Anyway, now that little rant is over, let's talk about the Macan. This one has, I don't really know the trim package on this one yet. I might list it a little bit later. But it does have the full leather interior, which is nice. It's got the leather dash with red deviated stitching. I believe that's what they called. It's got the dash clock, although I don't think that this has sport chrono. It's got red leather armrests, the red leather seats, as you can kind of see, and the armrest here, and it's nice. I like it. I like this interior a lot. I like it much better than the Cayman, which was all black. All black is nice. It's easy to take care of. You're not really going to mess it up too much, but it was kind of boring. I really like the tan interior I have on my 987. It's a little harder to take care of and it scratches a little bit, but it's just a nice warm place to be, to spend some time driving. So in this car, we've got this car has the paddle shifters on the steering wheel again. I'm not sure why you need that in a SUV or even a mini SUV like this one. I don't know if this is considered a PDK or not. I would think it would be, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up as well. It's got the same kind of interface that the other Cayman had, as far as the PCM system, which is the audio system, audio media system. If you didn't catch that from my last video, it's I don't think it's that great looking of a car, but I guess it's personal opinion. It does have this nice panoramic roof. The center stack here, I mean, it looks like it could be out of something in a jet plane, because there's just switches everywhere. Temperature controls for both sides, the passenger and the driver. This car does have a CD player and the 2 SD cards in it as well. In the back here, it's a 5-seater, and right now I got my skis back there, and they did happen to fit on one side of the car, so I'll show you the cargo space a little bit later. Other than that, yeah, it's definitely a step up from the Cayman interior that I had. So, in which you could obviously option up the Cayman interior to be nicer, and I think that you should if you're gonna have a car like that. But yeah, everything. This car does have nav on it. And it's also got the Porsche Connect system, which I'll have to try out later and let you guys know how that works. But I've been driving it a little bit already, and my last video ran a little bit too long even after editing, so I'm going to try and shorten these up a little bit. My kind of impression right now is that it's really tricky to get the brakes right, because those are my skis clacking around back there. Because of the weight transfer in the car and just the general, that's the inherent issue that I have with SUVs, is just that they're sloppy in the handling department, and inputs are delayed, and I really wish that this does have a sport mode, and I don't think it does anything for the suspension. I think it's just for the engine. It's just an engine mapping, possibly a trans mapping as well. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, it would be really nice to be able to tighten up the suspension on these things a little bit, so that there's not just so much dive on braking and lean back during acceleration, and just roll in the corners. After coming from the Cayman, it's just a tough adjustment to make. So anyway, let's see, we're getting on the highway right now, so maybe I'll see what we got in the power department. I don't want to slam the car around too much because I don't want my skis to cut everything up in here. So let's see, third gear, put it in manual. Yeah, it is not a fast car at all. It's really slow. It's an SUV. So there you go. It's kind of what I expected it would be. Anyway, so that's my initial impression of it. It's not favorable, and it's probably more just me talking more generically about my feelings of SUVs in general than generically talking in general, but whatever, than an actual review of this car. So we'll cut it for right now and get some exterior shots, show you the cargo space, and possibly even look at the engine, because you know what, I haven't even seen the engine in my car because I haven't taken the rear engine cover off yet. So it'll be interesting to see what Porsche does in their engine bays. Alright, Sky's getting a little angry, so doing the exterior shoot a little bit early. Black car, kind of plain wheels. They're 18-inch. I think it's 255 55 18s in the rear and 235 60s up front. Brakes appear to be 4-piston up front, and in the rear I believe it's a 1-piston slider setup. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any room for pistons on this face of the caliper. Front. Hey, what do you know? It's the same as the other side. And then the rear, which I think is actually the best looking part of the car. Not a big fan of front. Start here at the cargo area. As you can see, it's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. When you're in the car looking from behind, it doesn't look like there's much room behind the rear seats, but package tray, all the seats fold down flat. You can see I just got my skis in there right now. Okay, here we are. The rear seat, that nice red leather. Panoramic sunroof, which is open right now. Heating and cooling controls and some USB ports in the back. Not too shabby. Coming up to the front here. Door panels. Nice looking interior. Steering wheel at the paddles, and here's that aircraft type center console. A little overwhelming. PCM system looks very similar to the one in the Cayman in the passenger seat. Okay, and here's your engine bay. The hood is this giant clamshell with these cutouts for the headlights. You come in here, typical plastic cover, air intake, really small engine. You can see the trans back there. A lot of room in the bay. And then loosen the cover already. There you go. They really don't care about packaging much anymore. They just stick it all underneath the plastic cover, but this looks like it's an inline 4. So for an inline 4, it feels pretty good. And something else that I noticed that was interesting was while I was looking for the hood latch, I saw these louvers down here in the grill. So I'm guessing this has got some kind of active louver system for to improve aerodynamics at certain speeds and to open for extra cooling when it's necessary. So that's a neat little feature. Okay, day 3 impressions of the Macan. I drove the car a lot on Friday, the day I picked it up. Drove it a lot on Saturday. Threw some stuff in the back. Didn't drive it a whole lot yesterday, but I think I've spent enough time with the car to get a good impression of what it's about. I probably was a little bit overly harsh on the car in the opening clip. It's probably mostly because I'm just not an SUV person. I just don't see the absolute need for them. So I figure I spent a little bit of time going over the good points of this car. It's quiet. It's great for cruising. It's comfortable. I really like the interior with the leather dash and the red stitching and the red seats. It's decent on gas. I'm looking at almost 24 miles per gallon with a good mix of city and highway. Cargo space, you can throw a lot more stuff in the back than I thought you'd be able to. It's got a roof rack on it, so you can put your skis and your bike up there without scratching up the interior. So I guess it hits all the points that people are looking for in a car: quiet, comfortable, and you can put stuff in it. And this car will go when provoked. It's not a sports car, but I am impressed that this is only a 4-cylinder pumping out 252 horsepower, so it feels pretty good. It's got a couple of little things that I don't like lane departure assist and all this other garbage that kind of I just feel like gets in the way and gets to be annoying with all the beeping and stuff. But I guess what you can take. So it would be really interesting to see what the Panamera is like, because I feel like that's sitting in the sweet spot between this car and the Cayman. I think it's got the cargo space, but it probably also has the handling and the performance. So I'd have to see what the prices are on those, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get my hands on one of those for at least a while. I think these last 2 cars were kind of a fluke. Hopefully I can get some more stuff that's entertaining for you guys. But so I guess what it boils down to is, would I buy this car? I don't think I would. I would buy a Porsche Cayman or Panamera, because I think that those cars you're paying a premium for those cars because they do something better than another car does, or they do something that another car doesn't do. And the Macan, I feel like, yeah, it's got a nice interior, but it's just an SUV with a nice interior. I don't believe that it's actually doing anything better than any other SUV that I've been in. So to me, I don't think it's worth the premium. That being said, the range on these vehicles is anywhere for the Macan is anywhere from 47,000 up to I think 80,000. That's probably for the GTS. And based on the way that this one's appointed, I would say that I'm guessing this one's right around the 60K mark. That might be a little high. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll put the price down in there. So it's been an interesting 3 days with the car. There's a couple of little features I like. There's a couple little features I find annoying. With all being said and done, has this car converted me to being an SUV owner? Unfortunately, can't say that it has. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you later.